Good morning, sunshines. Welcome to Bunnyfish Crafts Maydays vlogs. I am Heather, known as Bunnyfish on Instagram, YouTube, Patreon, TikTok. If there's a Bunnyfish, it's probably me. And today is Saturday, May 26th. Nope, 25th. Sorry, May 25th. Hello, how are you? I am good. I am doing well this morning. I woke up at about 5 because I heard thunder rumble and it was very exciting. So I went out and I sat on my porch and the storm was to the east of us. So no rain for me right then. So I came back inside and I was like, well, I don't really need to be up at this time, so I'm going to go back to sleep. And then I woke up at 6 and I was like, what is that sound? And it was a rainstorm starting over us, so no thunder. And I was like, oh, beauteous. And I was like, do I want to get up and go watch it, or do I want to sleep through it? I was like, I'm going to sleep through it. I'm going to get the best sleep. So I did. And then I got up, I don't know, somewhere around 7, but I haven't gotten out of bed, not really. But I'm going to do that. I don't really have any plans today, except one of my kiddos has a birthday party, and yeah, I need to figure out the logistics for getting my kid there. But I'll figure it out. It'll be fine. I am so excited to just do some rotations today. Just clean and read and knit and write and crochet, and yeah. It's gonna be a good day. A chill day. I'm excited for a chill day. Are you excited for a chill day? Let's do it. Okay, so let's look at this to-do list for the weekend. I might not read all of that in the climate book, since I decided that I was going to switch off climate book and laws of power. So if I only do, today would be law of power. So tomorrow would be this, and then a law of power on Monday. I'm going to include Monday in this vlog, I think, since it's my birthday weekend. I don't know. I think that's what I'm going to do. We'll see. So I might only get to page 121, but I feel like this to do for Air of Fire is totally doable. And these 2 socks will be finished today. So tomorrow I'm going to have to figure out a different project to focus on. I think it's going to be the hat and cowl set that I haven't talked about at all this month. But it's something that was on the blanket in the pictures at the beginning of the month. So I'll pop in right here what my blanket looked like at the beginning of the month, and then this is what it looked like last weekend. So there's still a lot on there that I want to, that wasn't a list of things that I absolutely had to finish. It was just kind of like I would like to accomplish these things and make good progress on them. So yeah, I think the hat will be the next thing that I focus on. But let's go ahead and get started on my rotation. Hey sunshines, it's a little before 11. I'm feeling quite accomplished because I mopped my bedroom floor. I do not love mopping. Do not love it. But I like when it's done. I like the after part. So I did it. And it only happened because this morning I was like, oh, I kind of want to mop. And my best friend was like, oh, I kind of want, like, neither of us want to mop, but we want the floors to be mopped. And I was like, okay, accountability buddy time. We're going to do it. I'm going to do it at 10. When are you doing it? And she was like, I'm going to do it in the evening when it's a little cooler. I was like, okay. So 10 o'clock hit and I was like, gotta do it. So I'll be checking back with her this evening to make sure that she did her mopping. I mean, I'm going to check in with her before then, but you know, accountability buddies. It works really well for us. My kiddo just told me that they don't want to go to the party today. I didn't ask why, because as someone who sometimes gets to the day of and is like, I don't want to do that plan anymore. I don't force my kids to follow through on things if on the day of they're like, no, this isn't, like, certain things, yes. Like real appointments and stuff, yes. But social engagements, no. We don't have to stress ourselves out for social engagements we don't actually want to go to. So my kid is not going, so that's cool. So I don't have to figure out a ride situation, which is nice, which means I really don't have anything that I need to do today. And I am on the last thing on my first rotation of the day. So good job, me. And I hope you're also having like whatever your day needs to be today. If you're relaxing, I hope it's relaxing. If you need to be productive, I hope it's productive. If you are like me and get to have a hybrid day that is both relaxing and productive, amazing. I love that. I'm going to get back to knitting though. Feeling very chatty this morning. I just talked to you 20 minutes ago. Anyway, I kind of feel like this is going to be a pretty scrappy weekend. So this was the scrap of yarn that I wanted to use up from yesterday. If I use it up today, I'm totally going to count it as I did it yesterday, just so you know, full disclosure, because I really want to color in that square on my tracker. So, I mean, this is small. First, I used it in the cowl, the purple, pink, blue cowl mermaid style thing that I'm making for my sister. So I put it in there, and this is what I have left, and I'm going to put it in my nor'easterly. But I also think that I want to knit all of this into my stripy bias strip. And I'm about to finish the sock, so I kind of want to put this into all of the scrappy blankets and not have it go into stash anywhere. And I am feeling... guilt is not the right word, and stress is not quite the right word, but I'm feeling some kind of way about the Knit Picks minis that I purchased, because I purchased them to go into the blanket, and I have not been putting them directly into the blanket because I want them to go into other things. So I think in order to let my brain be my brain and like have a plan, I think my goal for the summer is going to be to use up one of the 20 gram minis a week. So I also want to use this up this weekend. That's a lot of scraps. That's probably like, I'm going to guess it's like 60-ish grams. I could get out my scale, but I'm not going to. 60-ish grams of things going into scrappy projects is a lot. Like, this is all going into the bias strip, but this is going to be, just to give you an idea, this will get me through a mitered square, a granny square, a flower, 2 hexapuffs, because I'm making 2 hexy blankets now. I've committed to making that second hexy blanket. So 2 hexapuffs, a stripe in my linen stitch blanket, a section in my nor'easterly, a section in my bias strip blanket, and into the corner to corner. So this is going to go into every scrappy blanket that I have, except my barn raising square blanket, because I have all the squares for that. I just have to put them together. So yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot of things for it to go into, but that's what's going to happen. This is just going in my nor'easterly. And then this, I'm going to do a mitered square. I think I might also do a granny square. Do I want to put this in my linen stitch blanket? And do I want to put it in my nor'easterly? I don't know. And then the rest will go into the corner to corner. So, yeah. And I have a 20-minute section per rotation that I'm just going to be working on scrappy things. So I'm going to start with this one. And then I'll be working on these in my 20-minute mini segment. That's a lot. What am I doing? living my best life, living my best nitty life. That's what I'm doing. Hey, sunshines. It's that time of night where I start losing the light. So I figured I'd check in. So my rotations are going really well. I jumped a couple things ahead on my rotations, not gonna lie. I jumped these and these. This hat and this sock both have 5 rotations in, whereas some things only have 3 rotations in, but those are things that I can do after the sun goes down, and these I kind of can't. So I've done 5 rounds on this today. Very exciting. Now I'm going to put it away. Oh, most exciting, I have started on the brim. So yeah, hopefully this is what my sister's oldest kiddo wanted. We'll see. I do think I'm going to have to order another skein of this, which is Knit Picks Wool of the Andes tweed worsted weight. It's going to be a while until I can order it, so this will probably be put on hold after this weekend. For, as long as it takes for me to get my car situation figured out, because I can't justify spending money on things until I have a new car or a new to me car, whatever it is. So yeah, that's fine though. And the sock is almost through the second color work. I need this bottom band right here. I can probably do that in low light because it's super simple and I don't have to use ladder back jacquard or twist the yarn or anything. So, and if I can't, I will just finish this sock tomorrow. And then let's check in on these mini things. So I did use that blue mini up. So I colored in my block for yesterday. And then this is the mini that I'm trying to use up today. It wasn't very many, but so far I have all these little scraps from yarn management. I have square, I have a flower, I have a mitered square. So next I'm going to cast on a hex puff. I'm doing 2 hexies, and then from there we'll see what I have. Oh, I also put this in my self-striping bias strip, so it's in there. And yeah, so we'll see after I do the 2 hexies, maybe linen stitch, maybe nor'easterly, maybe corner to corner. We'll see. I mean, I feel like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stripes. And I feel like a hexie takes like 2 solid stripes. So I'll be getting really, really close to the end of this after I do my 2 hexies. But I do have these. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. But it's such a pretty colorway. I wanted it in everything. And, I finished the sock. So good job, me. Dun, da, da. I've done 5 ridges on the blanket today. Look at all that green. Ooh, it looks fancy. That's awesome. Good job, me. I also did the first hex puff. Getting ready to do the next one. And then I decided that I should read a little bit of the climate book. Just a little bit. Because it's basically like little essays, and most of them are just a few pages. So I just read one essay because I was feeling guilty. Even though I read 48 Laws of Power, I read one of those laws today. I was feeling guilty about not reading part of the climate book, and I was like, well, just one essay. So there's that. And then where am I in this book? Page 316, and my goal for the weekend is page 400, so I'm doing good. I realized that, I had the feeling, I'm talking about Heir of Fire. I had a feeling I had read this book before, or something about it seemed familiar, other than that it's part of a book series, right? And like, there were some scenes that I was like, is it familiar because I've read the book before? Or is it familiar because there were scenes in the previous books that were similar? Or is it just because I read a lot of fantasy books? So, like, sometimes things feel similar. And then I got to a scene where I was like, oh no, I've read this book before. This is that book. But I don't actually mind that I'm rereading a book that I read before because I read this a really long time ago. So it's kind of nice to... I don't want to go back and read the first two books because I just don't want to, but I don't mind that I'm rereading this one because I feel like I remember enough about what happened in the first two books that I don't need to go back and read them. So, yeah. This is... I've definitely read this book before, but it was so long ago that I don't remember all the details, and I don't mind the rereading of it. Good morning, sunshines. Happy Sunday, the 26th of May. Excuse me. It's a little before 6 a.m. My kitten woke me up at 5, and I have been scrolling through social media, which I know I shouldn't do. I know that's not the thing to do first thing in the morning, but that's what I did. So, my weather app says that we might have storms today. I hope we do. Oh, I will take the possible migraine to have storms. I love storms so much. It's worth it. I did not yawn the whole time I was laying here, and then all of a sudden I start talking. I'm sure there's science behind that. Anyway, I don't have any plans today. My plans are do crafty things. So let's look at my to-do list, shall we? All right, so we are starting off the day really, really strong. There's almost nothing left on the to-do list. So beach is tomorrow. So I'm not worrying about that. We've already established that I'm not planning on reading all of this in the climate book because I got 48 Laws of Power back. So we'll get through what we get through in the climate book. I should definitely be meeting the 400 mark in my book today. I'm actually past page 340. So I did that last night. So I'll do that in yesterday's color. And then this is the toe that I need to do. I'm only 2 rounds into it, but that's going to be fast. And then these I can journal yesterday, but I can't journal today or tomorrow until they happen. So look at me kicking butt, taking names on my to-do list. Gonna continue on with my rotation because that seems to be working really well for me. Hey sunshines, it's 1:30 in the p.m. on Sunday, and I have worked the last round that I can on this hat. I only have this much yarn left, which is not enough to get me around again, and I am on a section where I am increasing every round because I'm on the brim. So I'm on the brim, but I'm only a couple rounds in. So it'll fold out like that eventually. But I'm out of yarn and I'm going to have to order some more, but I can't do that right now. I can't, I need a new car, so I can't justify buying yarn for anything right now. But this is how tall the hat is. I'm still planning on felting it just a little teeny bit to give it a little more structure. Yeah, so hopefully that'll work. Hopefully this is kind of what my sister's oldest kiddo had in mind. It is it is bigger than I would make a hat because I planned on felting it just a little bit. Yeah, but it's on hold now, so I did as much as I could. I used 3 skeins of Knit Picks Wool of the Andes tweed in the Lighthouse Heather colorway, so it's fine. I didn't know how much yarn I was going to need. I didn't have a pattern in mind, so I would need a 4th ball. It's totally okay. I have until December to get a new ball, so it's fine that I don't have one right now. I took a nap earlier, so I haven't really done much since last I checked in with you, but I was having really bad head space, so I told myself to take a nap. And I'm feeling a little better now. The loud voice, the internal dialogue that says mean things, if you know, you know, she has been quieted. So it's fairly common for me to have rough Sundays. Like, Sundays are hard because while I crave the quiet, the part of me that is socially conditioned to be a part of a couple is like, but why are you by yourself? Why are you alone? Because I'm not actively pursuing, okay? I'm not actively pursuing something with someone else. That's why, brain. Leave us alone. But my brain likes to get mean about it and try to tie my choice to not actively pursue a thing right now with my self-worth, which is stupid, but that's what happens. So but usually it happens in the evenings on Sunday. It doesn't usually attack me first thing in my day, so that was not good. My sister's also having a bad headspace day, so that's not good. But I'm feeling better now. The nap helped. And yeah. And tomorrow I will be social. So it's okay to not be social today. Very exciting. I finished finally the first test knit sock. This is inside out. Those are all my floats. And I cast on the second one because my sister said that I should make the sock in reverse colors for the second one. She thought my niece would really like that. And that's probably true. So that's what I'm going to do. And that'll use up more of this pink yarn, which honestly, I'd rather use up the pink yarn than the black yarn. Like, I ordered more black yarn than pink yarn when I ordered this project for the project, which was not for this project. It was for my oldest kiddo wants thigh highs and arm warmers. And I didn't know how much yarn I was going to need, so I over-ordered, and I knew I was over-ordering, but I figured better to be safe than sorry. So I'd rather have the black left over because I can use the black for anything, right? I'm less likely to use this pink for everything. Although I do have a little mermaid princess daughter. So for her, I could use pink for anything. But yay me, good job. So proud. Good morning, sunshines. Happy Monday, the 27th of May. It's 6 a.m. I've been up since a little before 4, not on purpose. And I did nothing for the first hour. Didn't even look at my phone for a while. Just laid there in denial of being awake. But I'm awake, so I just filled in my habit tracker finished filling it in for the week because it's Monday, which means it's new pen day, which is exciting. But I figured I'd check in because I haven't checked in in a while on this. And yeah, this is what these pages look like now. I do not use incentives in my classroom a lot. I don't reward students a lot in my classrooms because positive reinforcers are great. However, overuse of them means that students become reliant on them. And so I don't do it. But I do use stickers pretty much every class period with kindergarten for a couple of reasons. It's because they're very small humans, and kindergarten is all about building practices to be students for the next 12 years. And I only see them once a week. I only see them every 4 days, which for a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, that's almost never, right? The first 3 months, the kids don't even remember my name. I have to reintroduce myself and say my name all the time. And even now at the end of the school year, the kids are like, what's your name again? Sometimes. So, especially kiddos who, if I go 2 weeks without seeing them because maybe they're absent or whatever. So anyway, this is the back of a sheet, or the extra of a sheet of stickers of hearts. And now it lives in my journal. So sometimes I feel the need to color something in, but I don't want to color something in. I want the motion of coloring, but I don't want the mental taxation of having to color a picture. So I did this in my last journal. I had stars, and I would just use the regular black pen that I keep in my journal to just color in the shapes. So now I have one of those sheets in my journal. I didn't fill the stars all the way. I probably won't still fill the hearts all the way, but I will start with the ones that have words in them, and then fill in other things as I see fit. But yeah, here's my habit tracker. Here's my progress. Been doing okay on these habits. I have 2 now, this one and this one, that are finished things, so I can't work on them anymore. So that's kind of cool. And then, yeah, it's just going pretty well. I just took a shower, so my hair is up in a towel. Today we are going to the beach with a bunch of people. It is Memorial Day in the US, and it's my birthday tomorrow. So we are getting together at a beach. It's not supposed to be hot today. It's only supposed to be 70, and it's supposed to rain in the morning. So I'm hoping, against hope, that the beach won't be super crowded, but I know it will be. So we are getting there early. My sister is driving. She's picking me and my kiddos up. We're supposed to have storms until about 9, so I'm going to call her at 8, wake her up. And then I'm hoping she'll be here around 8:30, and we'll get there right as the storms are ending, and we can pick our spots, have some shade space, have some sun space, because there are, let me count, hold on. Okay, so there are going to be a lot of us. There are going to be 9 adults and 10 kids. No. Okay, there's going to be 8 adults and 11 kids. I was trying to we have some kiddos who are 18 now, so they're technically adults. They're still kids. So 8 adults, 11 kids are going to be there. So that's a pretty big party of us. So we want to make sure that we get enough space for everybody, because this beach fills up. So we're going to be there early. We're going to set up. We have food. I don't know if we're going to try to snag a picnic table or not. I guess it depends on where the picnic tables are located. We don't really need one. It's fine. But yeah, that's the plan for the day. And then we'll be there basically all day. So my kiddos and I are going to grab some beach snacks this morning. Or pack some beach snacks this morning, I mean. And I am going to pack up my bag to take with me to the beach. So let's see what all I'm going to take with me. Very exciting. The storm just started. Anyway, here's my bag. This is a 31 bag, and I think someone got it for me when I had a baby shower for my youngest kiddo. And it has just become my beach bag. I don't use it except or the park. I only use it when we're going to the beach or the park. It's really big. But anyway, I'm going to take Air of Fire because let's look at my to-do list. This is done. This is done. So I just have to journal today. This is all done. So I just have the beach and my reading goals to accomplish, which climate book is off the table, not happening. I've decided for now, until I change it again, that I'm going to read 1 Law of Power and 1 article in the climate book a day. So that's what I'm doing. But I'm only on page 364 in Air of Fire, and my goal is to get to page 400. Easy to do at a beach day. I almost feel like I should bring another book, but I have 200 pages left in this. I highly doubt I'm going to read 200 pages at the beach today. It's not going to happen. Especially because I'm not going to read before we go to I'm not going to read this before we go to the beach. I'm going to try to read my law and the article before we go. This is that sock for my work friend that I'm going to probably cast on today. Probably. If I don't, it's fine. I'm going to take it though. This is a hat that I just want to use up this yarn. So hat, I think I'm 2 inches away from starting decreases. I have needles for the decreases. And then once I'm finished with the hat, I'm going to immediately cast on to make a giant cozy cowl thing. So that's that. So I would like to cast on the sock. I would like to finish this hat and cast on the cowl. And then I have the test knit socks that I'm doing. And I am almost finished with the cuff. So I'd like to get through the leg chart because there's a leg chart and there's a foot chart. So I'd like to get through the leg chart on the test knit today. And then this is the fingerless mitts that go with my kiddo's sock. Oh, do I want to take this fingerless mitt or do I want to get the socks further? You know what? I'll just take both. Worst case scenario, I don't work on the fingerless mitt because the socks are kind of priority. Like I would like to accomplish those more than I would like to accomplish the fingerless mitts because they are harder to work on because they're bigger. But I do have this and I'd like to put a few rounds on it maybe and then start the second one. So I have the needle for that right here too. So those are what I'm taking. Plus I'm going to grab the actual socks to work on too. Way more than I need for the beach. Like I could just take one project, but why would I do that to myself? And you know what? I'm totally going to bring another book. I'm going to bring another book just because. What if I get to a point in this book where I need to put the book down because I need to process what's going on? And like, if you know, sometimes something happens in a book and you just need a break. But what if I still want to be reading? So I'm going to grab another book. So hold on. Okay. I grabbed the socks, which have we checked in on these in a while? I don't know. And I grabbed Mammoths at the Gates by Nevo because this is what I'm going to take to read at school this week. So this is where we are with the sock. So I've got the thigh portion and I said I was going to do 10 stripes after this. Well, this is stripe 1. So stripe 2 down to the leg. So I'm doing some decreases until I hit the bottom of my calf muscle. So like here, and then this should be, by the time I do this part, we should be to 72 stitches because my child has big feet. US men's 12, I think. Maybe 13. I don't know. Very big, ginormicon feet. So 72 stitches. Even though, I mean, I could make the ankle slimmer because my kids' ankles are probably as big as mine. But then their foot is bigger than mine. I don't know. I might take it down to like 68 instead of 72. We'll see. I don't even know how many stitches I have on the needles right now. I'm going to go count. I'll be right back. I'm feeling very chatty this morning, so who knows what that's about. Okay, so I'm currently at 91 stitches per sock, so I don't know how. I think I want to take it down to 68. I think 68 will be good. I feel like 72 would be too big. Like, my kid's foot is bigger than mine, but I don't feel like it's, like, proportionally, I think it's slimmer than mine for the length of the foot. So I think 68 will be good. Oh, can you hear the rain? It just got harder. I love rain. Oh, I love rain so much. Okay, let's get this all in the bag. And all packed up. I added in this because this is the mini that I want to finish today, which is a lot of a mini to want to finish in a day, but it's fine. I've done really well. The other 3 minis that I wanted to use up have been used up. So good job me. So yeah, let's see if I can get through this today in between everything else. This seems very ambitious. Whatever, it's fine. Hey, sunshines. So it's like 5 p.m. and I failed at recording anything at the beach. Mostly just hung out with my sister and one of her kiddos and her boyfriend, and my best friend came with her boyfriend, and my sister's best friend came with her family. And yeah, it was really nice. And then my sister had another friend come who brought a doggo, and the doggo was very high energy, but very sweet. He's a little pitty mix, and he's just about a year old, so he's got all that puppy energy. So it was just really, really fun. Ooh, I did take a picture of the food. This is the food that we started out with, not the food that we ended with, because that was just what my sister and myself brought, and then other people brought more things. So it was okay. It was kind of rainy and chilly. It was only like 65 degrees, but it's fine. And I'm kind of bummed. So my sister drove me because no car. And I forgot a bag of food that I grabbed to take back with me, and it had veggie trays and sandwiches so that I wouldn't have to figure out lunches for the week, but I forgot it in her car, which is a bummer. But I didn't forget these cupcakes, which my sister's best friend makes, and she calls them crack cupcakes. So they're like super decadent chocolate cupcakes with cheesecake and chocolate chips. They're so good. So yeah. And my sister got me a cute little basket. She made them for me, her, and her best friend. They're little self-care baskets. They've got citronella candle and a journal and pens for the journal and bath bombs. And I love the basket. And then my best friend got me a really cool journal. It's like you fill in a whole bunch of stuff about your life. And I'm actually really excited to write in it. Because I think I mourn the loss of not having been close to like my grandmas and not knowing their stories. And I feel like it would have been really cool if my mom had written something like this. I don't know. I frequently feel detached from my family. And I would like, if my kids want, I would like them to know about me behind the veil, I guess, of being a mom. Because, like, they only see me as their mom, right? Like, they don't often see me as a person in my own right. Does that make sense? I don't know. And I would like them to like know things about me that they wouldn't know, because why would they know? Why would they know? Like one of the pages I was flipping through and it said, write 10 things you remember about your childhood bedroom. Why would my kids know what my childhood bedroom was like? But I would like them to know, maybe, if they're interested. So anyway, that was really cool. And the beautiful coloring book, and yeah, that was really super nice. And I finished the whole mini that I wanted to do today. I didn't really work on anything else. Well, I did pick up the hat after I finished this, and it's now ready for decreases. I'm about to start the decreases, but because it was drizzly, I don't know. I just worked on this. I just worked on this because it's small and I wasn't really worried about it getting wet or anything. Like if I had worked on the test knit, I have the chart printed, so I would have gotten the chart wet. So I just didn't. And I didn't really read either. I read a little bit. But since I paused to show you that, look at this, the story of my life. I'm not going to show you every page, but I'm going to show you a few. So, describe your first job and what did you do with your first paycheck? Why was this important to you? What did I do with my first paycheck? I don't even know. My first job was
well, this is a complicated question. Like, my first job outside of the house was at Burger King, and I don't remember what I did with my first paycheck. Probably bought food. Like for hanging out with my friends. But my first job was babysitting for my mom's friends. And I used that, again, mostly for food. With like the first time that I really worked for money and was worried about working for money was when we didn't have any money for groceries, and I babysat one of my mom's friends' 2 kids. There was a toddler and a baby. I babysat them for 48 hours. I made $20, and I bought food for me and my siblings for 2 weeks with that. And it was important so that we could eat. So that's that. What does this say? What kind of learner were you in high school, and how did you do academically? Ooh, what kind of learner? Definitely like a kinesthetic learner. Like, I learn much better if I do it, which frequently means like I have to write it to remember it. I can't just read the thing. I can't just tell somebody the thing. I have to write it, or I have to do the thing to be able to remember the thing. And I did really good in academically. I was in the top 10. And then my first crush. That was such a long time ago. I mean, I guess my first crush would have been in preschool. His name was DJ, and we used to do, whenever we had dance time, we would always dance together. So I guess that would have been my first crush that I remember. Let's do 2 more. What's this say? Describe your... Oh, no, we're not doing this one. Sorry. I don't have the mental capacity for that. Let's see. Where were you when? No matter when you were born, something huge has happened in the world within your lifetime. Tell what it was, where you were, and when it happened, and how it affected you. Okay, so mine would be 9/11. I feel like if you are my age, that's the thing. I was in high school, and I was in algebra 2, I think. I was in math class. I remember my teacher. I remember I remember all of that. And I live really close to a Air Force base. And so like parents were freaking out and pulling their kids out of school early, and I went home early, and people were panicked. And after that, I, like, as things were coming out for 9/11, I was terrified because my dad's mom is first generation and her parents were Middle Eastern. And I was terrified for a long time that she was going to be deported. And I wondered how that would trickle down to my dad and me and my siblings. And what's the other one? What's the scariest thing that ever happened to me? I mean, related to 9/11, someone, a big skinhead guy cornered me in a Kroger. I worked night shift, and I was in the freezer section. I did not work in the freezer section, so I must have been helping another customer find something or putting something away for somebody, because it wasn't yet overnight time. Like, we were closed at midnight, but he cornered me and he was like, "Are you Lebanese? You look Lebanese." And I froze, and I was like, because he was probably, like, he outweighed me by at least 100 pounds, and he was like 6 to 8 inches taller than me, and it was terrifying. And luckily my boyfriend at the time and one of our friends came around the corner of the aisle and saw me like backed up. I was in the freezer. Like I was backed up in the freezer. And they were like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yep, just this guy was just asking me a question. I'm okay." And like they got me out of there. It was terrifying. That's probably not what I'm going to write down. I mean, I think I'm going to write that, but also there's something else that happened to me that was pretty scary that I'm going to write in here. But these are good questions. These are big questions. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then Floriographic Secret Garden. Look how pretty this is. And normally this would be something that I'm like, no, it's too pretty to color. But I think this summer I am going to try to color in here because this summer I'm going to try to relax. I really need to. I've been running or like steady running around like a chicken with my head cut off for almost 2 years now. I need to chill out. So maybe I'll break out my Prismacolors. Maybe I'll do some color with me videos. Maybe not, but maybe. All right, friends, last kind of check-in for this vlog. I have finished the hat except for the ends, which I don't want to. I don't want to do it right now. So sometime before the end of May, or maybe next weekend, I will finish this hat. So sew that in and do the tail. If I needed this hat or if I needed these needles for the cowl, I probably would have done it. But I knit the hat on US size 5 needles. And I think this hat took me literally all month because the gauge is dense, which is lovely for the hat, which will be great for the hat, but it was not enjoyable to knit because of the gauge. So for the cowl, I went up to a size 7. And I'm just going to I did 10 rounds of ribbing on the hat. I'm just going to do 8 over here. And then I don't know how many straight rounds I'm going to do. And then hopefully finish with 8 rounds of ribbing on the other side. We'll see how that goes since I didn't weigh it. I don't know how much yarn that's going to take. I'm just kind of winging it. But I did cast on the cowl, so we'll see. I doubt I'm going to finish it by the end of the month, but that's fine. It's fine. I got the cuff of the sock done, and then there's some setup rows before the color work. I did the first part of the setup rows, but not the rest of the setup rows. So maybe tomorrow. And hi, kitten. And I cast on the sock for my work friend because this is going to be what I take to school tomorrow for work knitting. The green, I started it. I started that green stripe right at the beginning, and it was only enough to do the cast on. So that's interesting. That's a really thin stripe. What, Tenius? Hi. Very noisy. So interesting about that. I wonder what that means for the rest of the stripes. So I'm going to wrap up this vlog because I keep getting yelled at by this guy. Do you think it might be close to bedtime? Do you think so? I already edited all of my other footage, so I just have to edit this in and then I can get this going and uploaded. Yay me, so proud. And then I'm going to excuse me. Then I'm maybe gonna knit a little, but probably read. I am just about 30 pages shy of my weekend goal. I don't know if I will read 30 pages tonight of Air of Fire. Otherwise, I've done everything on my to-do list this weekend. Great job, me. Except the climate book, which we already discussed how that's not a goal anymore. So yeah, good job, me. And I might knit a little more, but I'm definitely going to read and probably going to go to bed soon. I'm feeling pretty tired. I woke up really early this morning. I feel like I woke up really early this morning. So, but I told you about that. And I have work tomorrow and I didn't take a nap today. So I'm just, and if I'm being completely honest, it has been a really rough week. Like, there's a fly in here. It's been a really rough week and I am feeling the stress. Like, this weekend has been a really rough mental health weekend. So I need to sleep. So I'm going to go do that. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow when it's my birthday. I'm trying to be excited about it. It's really hard because I have a lot of birthday trauma. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to be excited for my birthday, but next time you see me, I will be 30. How old am I going to be? Ooh, now I forget. 38, right? 86, 24. Yeah, I'll be 38.